That's the way I like it.
Yeah,
And
I was looking up
we're
these
back
topics.
live with the Blame Girl podcast with,
Mr. Terry Wayne.
and we got Daniel Benavente in the house. Welcome, Daniel.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Hi. Yeah, I
and
was
we
looking up
are
these
back
topics.
live with the Blame Girl podcast with. Sorry, guys. And we also
Terry
got
Wayne.
Brian Drolet in the house. He's just popping in for the blames tonight.
Every week, just turn down the volume.
It's not as easy as you think. You don't do all the producing, Terry. Jesus.
You weren't there. You don't know because you weren't there.
Sorry, Daniel. Hey, where'd Daniel go?
She's like, I'm out of here. This is,
No,
Homer.
hold on. I had to turn my air on, dude. It's hot in here.
Daniel,
How do I share?
Daniel, I'll share it to your page and you just accept.
You can share it
Okay.
from the YouTube. You can find it on YouTube streaming live on Blame Girl, or you can
Sweet.
go on Facebook. Terry's gonna share it there. So
Okay.
real quick, how was your weekend?
Dude, it was so fun. It was New Year's. So I had to bartend at Better Days. I was only working till 11. So I met up with my girlfriend and her mom. They were having dinner at some bougie place in it's not at this place called Marigold's in Wynwood at the Arlo Hotel. Have you been?
No. That's in Miami, right?
Yeah,
we
yeah,
went to Better Days, obviously.
yeah,
Where you bartended for us. That was great.
yeah. That was fun. What'd you guys do for New Year's?
I hung out in Del Rey. Terry was with me.
What do you mean he was with you? He cooked you fucking an amazing dinner. That's what he cooked.
must have been a good
That's
New
what-
Year's if he was even there.
No.
God, he cooked dinner.
Terry and we did a crab boil at my house. Not like
Hell
a
yeah.
couple. But I realize how that sounds.
No, Terry did
and
a
his
crab
girlfriend
boil
came
at your
over,
house.
and he made
Yeah,
the crab boil. I made a good charcuterie board. Okay.
you
Nice.
did. You did.
And then we walked to the Ave and we toasted up at this bar called Lulu's in Del Rey.
Yeah, we just
So-
happened
Nice.
to land there. You know, it was
Yeah.
one of those
Wait,
nights where like we all ate, we were full, feeling good, high, drunk. And then obviously the women had to fuck it up by being like, let's go to a bar. And then we all had to walk a mile to a bar to have an overpriced drink. And
So you had
in the
fun, is what you're
surroundings
saying?
of, I'm saying we would have had 10 times more fun if we would have just stayed at the house and then everybody gets naked and we have an orgy, and that would have been 10
Dude.
times better.
New Year's orgies are the best orgies.
They are the best orgies.
I don't do orgies. I don't do orgies.
Yeah.
But
Everybody get
nonetheless,
naked and just start feeling around for
I don't
stuff.
need
I'm
to.
having an orgy right now off camera. There's 5 people right here that are doing. How long we had the coverage?
How was your weekend, Brian?
Well, no orgies. I had a good New Year's. I went to Clematis Street, downtown West Palm, with a sister, and there was a live band that I found very entertaining, and saw Trace was there, another comedian.
We've had him on the podcast. Yes.
But yeah, it was a fun time. Very simple, no cover charge, cheap drinks, just the way I like it.
That's the
Yeah.
best.
It
That's
is
the best.
Very rare, hard to find.
I mean, that's what
in Los Angeles, it's like $150 just to enter a place on New Year's.
that's how we were in Del Rey. We were able to just walk into this bar and order a drink. It was great because we were
Yeah.
gonna go to the Ave. If we would have made it to the Ave, I think that would have been the case. We would have been.
That would have been way worse.
Want to
Yeah.
find the smaller, less popular places for New Year's.
We would.
And who picked the place? Who found us the joyous?
Dad over here was like, "Oh, we should
That's
probably
right.
get back," and blah, 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 blah. Thank you, Terry.
I was
You
like,
wanna-
if we keep going down to the Ave, we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna do the countdown on, Dixie as we're walking down or whatever, and it didn't seem right.
Yeah.
I was
You-
like, this
It
place
sounds like
has-
you're not over it, Terry.
I'm not.
He's like still
I'm
bitter.
not. I'm
He's
like
like
this.
somebody's dad, right? Somebody's dad.
I'm like, this place has open seats at the bar and they got people
Okay, we got
dancing
it.
around and good music. So that's
Good
enough.
call.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready to do some blaming?
Yeah.
I thought I already was. I thought I was
Yeah,
blaming.
you got blamed for a lot
Terry
already.
clearly is.
For Terry's horrible New Year.
Now I
Oh,
don't
it was
know.
it was a great New Year because the captain was steering. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Yeah.
shut up. So I don't know if any of you guys like Andrew Tate, but ironically, Andrew Tate, he once was a Pizzagate conspiracist.
Ah,
He was recently exposed for alleged sex trafficking in Romania after his supporters. Oh, I'm sorry. And now his supporters are blaming the Matrix. Like they're saying
The
it's
Matrix.
lies, the Matrix. Who's to blame? How come Andrew Tate, ironically, who was once a Pizzagate conspiracy theorist?
Danny, we always allow the guests to go first if you want, or I can go first before you. Which
I
one
want to
do you
hear your views. I want to hear your views, Terry, because I think you're on a hot streak right now with blaming people. So
You lying,
want?
Danny.
Oh,
You don't-
all
you don't
right.
usually
Thanks.
wait
I
for
no,
that.
no. Danny gets it. I like Danny
Yeah.
already. He
Yeah.
fucking gets it.
You're-
No, I honestly don't know how. Like, I've been trying to keep up with this whole situation, but I honestly don't know how much of this is real or accurate,
Yeah.
because it seems like human trafficking is the buzzword of the last 2 years, right? Like
Mhm.
it's like the transphobic of the legal community, where like even if you're accused of it, you don't even have to have any evidence of it whatsoever. But
Yeah.
basically, from what I've understood, and I completely I'm completely saying that I could be misinformed or don't have enough information, because that's possibly true, probably true. But from what I've read, he basically is just being an OnlyFans manager, which is a
Yeah.
legal thing that I know people who do that now here in the US.
Or
You
is
know,
that
where
the
it's
modern day pimp, Terry?
it is. It's
Yeah.
I completely agree. It is the modern day pimp, but it is the modern day pimp of consension. You know, the women are consenting and saying, "I'm going to make this online porn content, and then you're going to help me market it so I can make more money, and then you're going to take a cut of it." You know,
Yeah,
Right.
so
But the problem
but
is he's subjecting the women to physical and mental coercion, physical violence and mental coercion.
coercion.
yeah, but where does coercion start and stop? With human intelligence, with your own standard? You know, coercion to somebody is just a good salesman to another person. You know what I mean? Like, where does good salesmanship stop and coercion start?
I kind of agree.
It's
with
not
Terry
like
on that.
it's not like they're holding their fucking family members captive and saying, you know, diddle your pussy online or we'll kill your grandma. Like, they're not doing that. They're just saying, do you want to make a shit ton of money?
So you think he was
Because
unjustly accused? What do you think, Dan?
no, I'm not saying he's unjustly accused. I don't know enough about it to give an
Toxic.
example. I'm just saying.
What do you think?
Yeah. It's. I think he got a bunch of girls together. They did their thing. They were on webcams. Again, like Terry said, we don't have all the information. I don't even know how, like, he was trolling Greta Thunberg for a second, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah, that was funny.
and then that's how he got caught. You know?
It
got
it was funny that,
Ironically, by his pizza box. I love that.
Right,
oh,
right.
that's bullshit. I looked into that. He didn't get caught by his pizza box. The
He had that
Romanian
pizza box in his response video to Greta.
yeah, I understand, but the Romanian government knew where he was the whole time, which again makes me think that the girls weren't coerced. Because if you're a hot chick in Romania and somebody says, "Hey, fuck around on camera and we get you out of this hellhole," you generally you're gonna do it. You're like, holy shit, can you really? I mean, that's how we got the former first lady of the United States. Was Donald Trump went to a hellhole in Eastern Europe and was like, hey, you want to get the fuck out of here? Yeah, it's like, you want to get the fuck out of here and live in a palace in America? And she's like, fuck yeah, whose dick do I have to suck? And he's like, mine. That's who.
Trump is the best salesman. He is the best salesman.
What about?
He's the best salesman to idiots. He can't sell to a smart person to save his life.
Of course.
But
Brian, what about the coercion through intimidation, constant surveillance, control, and invoking alleged debt to force them to make these?
So do you want to know what I really think?
What do you really think?
I think he is a polarizing person that has pissed off a lot of people, and I just don't buy that guy's like in a room bullying women into doing anything they don't want to do. I think there's just people that want to take him down. That's just my own, and I think they found an angle and better way to smear somebody by saying that they're sex trafficking women. And even I guarantee you he doesn't get charged with anything. And this is really just another attempt to assassinate. And don't get me wrong, I'm not defending him. Like, he said some pretty.
I feel like
let me go on record. Andrew Tate is
I'm not defending.
Let me go on record. Andrew Tate is a piece of shit. All right, he is a piece of shit human being. I hate that motherfucker. I hate his whole fucking bravado of like, oh, it's a real man and I'm a real thing. It's like, fuck you. You can't define a real man. That's indefinable.
Let me just say this. I think he says all those things that he says just for the reaction. I think he knows exactly what he's doing so that people like us are debating this on a podcast right now. I think we're all very conscious, and I just don't think he's an evil guy. Now, don't get me wrong. I've seen him in interviews and cringed at the things he says, and I would condemn so much of what he says, but I think it's more of an act, a strategic act of, and I think
capitalism, if you will.
Yeah, I just think he's like, I know how to make a lot of money. I know how to use the internet, be polarizing, be controversial. He knows his brand. He's kind of like Trump. Yeah,
he's a Trumper, because that's what Trump did. He knows how to capitalize on.
That's why with Trump is
the worst of people. Almost,
it's the best.
But you could say that's what makes him a piece of shit. Like Donald Trump wasn't a piece of shit until he started getting into politics. He was always kind of a scumbag and everybody knew it. But then he got into politics and that fucked with everybody's everyday real world life. And that's when he became a piece of shit. And Andrew Tate's the same thing. It's not that he believes what he's saying. I agree with Brian. I don't think he agrees with what he's saying. But the fact that he's saying it just to get followers, just to get views, just to get famous, that's what makes him a piece of shit. Because he doesn't realize, just like Trump didn't realize, that half the people
he'd still be a piece of shit. But guys, I want to move on to the biggest piece of shit right now in America.
Why not? That's the best thing we got. Why would you move on from the best
who's the biggest
article?
Who's the biggest piece of shit in America right now?
We got a bigger piece of shit than Andrew Tate to deal with. A suspect was finally
coming up next. A bigger piece of shit than Andrew Tate to go with.
I don't think that's true, though.
Y'all are all pieces of shit, all of you. But
I don't think Andrew Tate's a bigger piece of shit.
Okay, stop,
go ahead.
Terry.
All right, fine.
No one is a bigger piece of shit right now than the suspect that was arrested in the Idaho 4 murders. Okay?
No, Andrew Tate is a bigger piece of shit than that.
He studied under a serial killer expert.
What?
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. He killed 4 people. Andrew Tate has corrupted the minds of millions of men. I think he's a way bigger piece of shit.
Andrew Tate's a bigger piece of shit. He's never actually murdered anyone, though.
No, but it doesn't. Hitler never murdered anybody personally. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Osama bin Laden didn't murder anyone personally.
Well, Charles Manson literally never killed anybody, but he's still in prison forever because he inspired the killing of others. I think Andrew Tate does that. I think he inspires negativity in others.
We have moved on, Terry. Stop talking about Andrew Tate. What I want to know,
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with Andrew Tate.
See, this is why there's a thin line between love and hate.
Yeah.
Because that people hate Donald Trump. People are still talking about Trump as if he was president. It's the same thing with Tate. It's like you love
I
to
am
talk
not-
about people you hate just as much as
Brian,
you love
I'm
people
not
you love.
talking about Donald Trump or Andrew Tate. I want to know about this guy, Brian Cronenberger.
Does
Who,
Andrew Tate know Brian Cronenberger?
No, but she does
y'all
because
gotta
every
understand, like,
woman,
I have
every
been
woman.
obsessed about this case for the last like 3
Of course
weeks,
you have.
and y'all
Of
won't
course you
even
have.
talk about it. Y'all are pissing me off.
Because you
tell
have a
me-
vagina, and everyone with a vagina
Oh,
has to obsess over every true crime bullshit that ever comes through. Why is it that women
I
are
don't have
so
a vagina.
obsessed with serial killers? I don't get it.
All
I don't know.
right,
I like.
Is it a
watching serial killer
sexual?
shit.
Is it a
Let our guest
sexual
talk,
thing?
Terry.
I like. I mean, I just started following it. I'm late to the party with the Idaho murder, but it's super.
You know what's going on. Okay.
Yeah. It's incredibly interesting how there was 2 people in that fucking building and no one heard anything, but they've been cleared, and they just fucking were in and out murders, and then boom, 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 and they're out.
Can read it, Brian?
No.
Okay, thank you, Danny, for saying that. I think the 2 surviving roommates is very weird, but as of now, I will get you all up to speed. Terry, we got you up on New Year's. Brian doesn't know. Brian. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so there were 4
What?
college students that were murdered in Moscow, Idaho, in their homes while they were sleeping, and 2 of the roommates they didn't survive. They weren't even touched.
Wait a second. Moscow.
Yeah,
Idaho.
I was gonna say, I think it was
Distracted.
Putin. I think
That is
everybody's
distracting.
distracted. It's Putin that did it, you know. He
Yeah,
was
when I heard
sending
Moscow,
a
that-
clear message.
Okay, so
But my point about this whole thing, they arrested a suspect recently. This was going down for
how many
like
people got murdered?
4. There were 6 people in the house. 4 got murdered. 2 were not touched, and they finally arrested a suspect. What Danny points out is interesting because that sticks with me. That 2 of the roommates weren't touched. That was weird. Like they're either really shook or involved, right?
and they got cleared of everything.
They got
Like,
cleared of it.
like-
So
Yeah, the 2 roommates, they're like, we didn't hear anything. There's 4, like they were kind of weirded out because the person looked unconscious on their like bed. So then they called the police, and the police came in, and they're like, oh no, this person's dead. And then like, let's check the other
They
rooms.
didn't
And then
call the
all those
police.
people.
No, wait.
Oh.
No, they didn't call the police. They called their friends to come over to investigate.
why wouldn't you call the police or the
And-
ambulance right away?
And then one of their friends,
That's shady.
I think one of their friends like passed out and fainted because they saw the blood, and then they called the police because their friend fainted. So they were.
Well, this is sounding a little shady to me.
They were-
The second somebody is unconscious, you call
But
911.
okay, so they have a suspect, though, guys. They have a suspect, Brian
Yeah.
Cronenberger. He is
that's
a
right.
grad student that stayed 10 miles away from these kids and maybe was stalking one of the girls. There's all these theories, right? But nonetheless, even if there's all these theories about why he killed these people, like there's a theory that it was a hit and all this stuff.
It was a what?
Yeah.
A hit.
Hit?
Even if
Yeah,
Why
like
would-
mafia style.
it's
like,
ironic
yeah.
that someone that studied serial killers
It's the mosque.
studied under the BTK, the lady who wrote a book on BTK.
That doesn't matter.
He is now Ryan Torture Kill. This is in the 80s.
It took them like 20 years to find BTK. So anybody that worked on that, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, if it took you
Study
20 years
that-
to catch him, you're not
The
not
mosque is
food
not in
sold.
Idaho?
It's almost like he's studying to become a serial killer. Like
Well,
in his first semester, he's just going too fast. Like
here's my question.
Yeah.
Here's my question, right? Throughout this whole thing, because I've watched it, because every woman I know obviously has gotten obsessed with it, because every woman gets obsessed with every mass / murderer, serial killer, fucking murder story ever. I don't know what your morbid obsession is with it, ladies, but my question is, who the fuck cares? It's 4 people in Idaho. Now I understand
Oh,
that
jeez.
I don't care. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm
These
sorry.
people have
I'm
families,
sorry.
bro.
Look,
Wow,
hey,
dude.
listen. I know, and I'm
Right.
very sorry. I'm very sorry for the families. I'm very sorry that it happened, and it's for people in Idaho.
You sound very sorry, by the way. You sound real sorry.
I know that that's like, I know that 4 people in Idaho is like 1/15 of the whole population of the state, but I'm saying that 4 people have died since we started this podcast. You know what I mean?
But they weren't.
It's
Brutally murdered with a knife, though. That's the
who
difference.
gives a shit? They're
They
still
weren't
dead.
kids.
You know what I
They weren't
mean?
kids. Like I just always
Yeah, they were kids, man. They were 20 years old, and
someone
they're
in
all
their-
I'm
and they're
just
all like you know what? There all like really good looking kids too. They all like had like
Gary, you would have
hopeful
dated
lives
them
and shit.
totally.
Were the 2 that survived?
oh,
not
I'm sure that I
attractive?
would have
No,
dated
that's
them,
just
and I'm
suspicious.
sure.
No, they were all attractive. They're all
Look,
like-
I'm not saying it's not a tragedy. I'm not saying it's not a tragedy. I'm just saying that
Sounds like you're saying
tragedies
it's not.
happen. I'm saying that tragedies happen every day, and that
That's
deciding. Wait, hang on.
You
I'm
just want
saying
to
that
stop there.
tragedies happen. Tragedies happen every day, and it all depends on what mainstream media decides to put in your face that you actually give a shit about.
Not
Yeah.
anymore.
Elizabeth-
not anymore.
Tragedies
You know
happen
what
every
To
day.
quote
dictates
Dave
you know
Chappelle,
what dictates what mainstream media puts out? We
Us.
do. It's
Yeah,
our
I know.
demand.
Right.
We're demanding.
yeah, but we're
of
gonna
them.
watch whatever
they're
they put
putting out.
on. That's a bullshit cop out argument. We're gonna
Nonetheless,
watch whatever
y'all
they
did
put
not
on. They don't send out surveys
Not-
saying what do you want to see. You know.
I mean, I had to look half of this shit up when Gio sent me this because I really don't like pay attention. Like I said, I'm totally late to the game on the murders. I'm totally late to like Andrew Tate. I mean, like with Terry, like I sort of agree being like I don't give a shit, but it's like kind of I'm just more interested that like they have one suspect and no one's made like an arrest in like 2 weeks. It's just like a crazy fucking story, you know. I'm more interested on the
wasn't
story.
2 weeks. It was a month and a half. They were murdered.
Oh
on
yeah, November. It was like November 13th. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But they finally just like started.
Well,
You know what
like
took me about
Yeah, but
the
most murders take years to solve.
What
To the
Right.
point
about
to the
this
point where
case
you get a conviction, it
is
takes
that there were
years.
6 people in the house. You would feel safe. Like no one gonna try to come in here.
Yeah, that's true. Like, yeah.
Right.
Depends on who's in the house.
Well, let me
yeah,
ask
and
this.
they didn't break in either.
If it's me and 5 geos, yeah, I'm not really feeling secure. You know,
What are you
God.
gonna say, Brian?
Geo don't
so
own any
the
guns.
person that
You
they
know,
have as the suspect. Why are they the suspect? Like, what evidence do they have? Like,
Okay, the evidence
They
that they have
said-
against this guy is his DNA evidence was found in the house, but I will say this was a very big party house, right? I don't know which
Right.
DNA evidence they had. They also have a Honda Sonata White that is a vehicle that was linked to being racing around that area at night at around 3 right after the murders. And
what's that got to do with anything?
he has one, or he was driving one. It's not registered in his name.
Well, that
It's
again, but what does that matter?
what else? What else? You said
There's a
That's
dude.
the real killer.
That's what links him. That's what links him to the case. The alleged DNA evidence. We're not really clear on which DNA evidence, how he's linked. But this is also a really big thing that I've been following lately because there's all these theories and stuff. There were these Russian hackers that popped into this girl's TikTok while she was live, and then they called another TikToker that covers the case, and they were like, "Yo, it's Brian K." They did this like 4 or 5, like maybe a week before the police revealed who they were.
Imagine getting like caught for murder because you were like jamming out on TikTok.
No, he was.
Yeah.
Look, this Russian hacker was following the case from Reddit or whatever, and he went and followed to see because he could just hack. He could just hack shit. He's not like the police. He's not limited. So he just hacked shit, and he was like, "Oh, yo, you were in this area." So that's how he said the killer is. He said Brian K. And then for a week later, it comes out it's Brian Cronenberg. So we're like, I'm like, I
Yeah.
want to know how fucking hacker did this because
So this guy-
Well, hang on.
he released
Hang
the
on
killer's
now.
name a week before the killer's name was released.
Well, hang on now. Let's keep in mind when cases like this, and this is why I hate cases like this. This is why I downplay them. Be like, oh, 4 people got murdered in Ohio, whatever. It doesn't, you know what I mean? I downplay it because the media is going to upplay it. They're going to upsell it the whole time. And the thing is, when law enforcement reaches a case that's being upselled like this, they feel an increased pressure to come up with suspects, to come up with a guilty party. And that's how you get people on death row that are not guilty, and it's just because
He's innocent. Well, I tell you.
No, I'm not saying Andrew Tate is innocent. I'm just saying they gotta hang it on somebody because we, the masses, are calling for it. So they're gonna find somebody with enough evidence, even if it isn't good enough, and they're gonna hang it on him and say he's the killer. That way, we all can sleep better at night.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
it's bullshit. I don't know if this guy is guilty, but I'm not gonna call him guilty without due process.
No, I don't think you should do that. But also, the Russian hackers said that that's who was following these girls. That was
and the Russian hackers also said Trump won 2020. Who gives a fuck what the Russian hackers said?
They said he was also in the area in the area where their house was at the time of the murders. So
who gives a shit? If it comes from Russian hackers, it's worthless.
He studied serial killers. Like, it's like,
well, I don't give a shit. You literally just started the sentence with Russian hacker. Like,
I'm sure you're gonna
it's already
less
disproven
about our next blame, y'all. Audio was leaked this week of Tory Lanez's call from jail, where he shows remorse for shooting Megan Thee Stallion. Now, if you've not been following this case, Tory Lanez and Megan, I think they dated, and he ended up shooting her in her foot, in her pinky toe, and he denied it. He went to trial.
And I thought it was bad when I was on a date that one time and forgot my credit card. Can always be worse.
Well, that's not Russian hackers. That's audio, evidence. Like,
where were they? Where were they when this happened?
I don't even know.
Can you imagine shooting your girl? Like, with your damn gun in her foot? Like, how do you ever live that down?
Oh,
I've never thought of it.
Yeah. I mean, a flesh wound? Yeah, I could do that. I could give my girl a flesh wound, no problem. Like,
now, if you ever do it, it's
what are you crying for?
Is she watching this, Terry? Terry, is she watching?
Literally in the room. Yeah, she's.
I'll tell you who would never make that mistake. Andrew Tate. He would never shoot his woman in the foot. He would just shoot her on the camera and then sell it on the internet.
No, if you're gonna shoot her, like, go for the gusto.
Camera,
but
that's amazing.
You don't leave witnesses.
But now, wait. What's the big story? He's showing remorse now. Like, so he's admitting that he shot her.
No.
About it, right?
No, he's not showing remorse now. He said he didn't do it. He went to trial and defended himself and said he didn't do it. They lying on him. The black community that is toxic was like, yeah, he fucked Megan. And then
dude, watching the TikToks on that is so funny.
The audio that came out is from like the night after he shot her when he was in jail, and he called her friend or her ex-friend. And so it's that audio recording of him calling her and being like, yo, I was drunk. They gave me 5 shots. I would never.
The gun was out. I had 5 shots. I had to shoot something. So goddamn it.
Blaming on the alcohol.
Yeah. That's who we're gonna blame it on. Case closed. Yeah. It was the booze.
Yeah, like that matters.
Really sorry I shot you with my gun.
I've gotten drunk. I've gotten drunk a lot.
I never drink Jaeger.
I don't know why the audio was leaked. It was leaked by her ex-friend Kelsey Harris, but I think it was leaked to like subdue Tory Lanez supporters, because they were like behind this dude like nobody's business. They were like calling her a liar. They were being mean. They were death threats. Like,
but I don't think there was ever any doubt. Like, it's been known forever that Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot.
No, but a lot of people were like, no.
Not smart people. Like we all know he shot her in the foot. Like, the people that don't believe it are, they're like,
Well, but it's the
not-
foot.
Shouldn't
That's
be
the thing. That's
humoring.
why nobody gives a shit, because it's the foot. If he had shot her in the tits, it would have been a bigger deal.
Yeah, you
But
should've-
he
Yeah,
didn't.
that would have been a little
not
cooler.
legit.
Well,
Yeah.
for making
Shoot
the
a
stallion her booty.
You don't
You
get the
shot her in
foot.
her
Yeah.
booty.
Or what I'm saying.
Okay, fine. Shot her in the ass. It doesn't really matter. We just brush it off because
fleshy-
it's
the
the foot.
fleshy
It's
part of
like,
the ass.
oh,
He's like
It's-
behind the
it's-
scenes.
it's
He's like,
like-
look, it was the pinky toe. It wasn't even the big toe. It was the pinky toe.
well, it's like Rihanna. It's like when Rihanna got the shit kicked out of her. We were all like, "Oh my god, that's terrible," but she survived, so it's all right. Like nobody,
Do you know why
actually
she got,
gives a shit.
do you know why Chris Brown beat her up?
I don't. I would love to hear.
I thought she gave him like an STD. It's like the I don't even know. I think she was like proud of it or something. I have no idea.
But
what
does
I'm
it
talking about.
matter? It doesn't.
That's how like a conspiracy theory.
For the rest of his life, though, he's
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
it
does
shoots
it
you in the
honestly
But
matter?
he went.
Like,
It's
if
still
you
fucked up.
if you raw dog a chick and get an STD, it's at least 50% your fault. You know what I mean? Like,
Have you ever dated a female rapper, Terry?
yeah, I've dated a female porn star actually, if you can believe
I'm
that.
talking about a female porn star. Was she in
Yeah.
Andrew Tate's place? In
She might have been. I don't know.
What's her only fan?
I don't know.
so and he never shot her for anything or beat her up?
I didn't. I just came on her face like a gentleman. That's all I did.
Because that's what you are. I love that.
Mm.
Don't shoot
But,
her in the foot. Come on her face.
Oh,
No.
Yeah, I think it's a recurring thing with rappers getting shot. Isn't that like more street cred now? I mean, she got shot. She can live and tell about it now.
Well, let's
Women
let's all
rappers,
say a
no, that's the
prayer
man
for
rapper
all.
thing, I think.
Let's say a prayer for all the women that have been shot in the foot and didn't make $10 million.
Right,
You
right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are-
great.
those are the
So
real
just shoot that
heroes.
bitch wherever you want to. Okay. Wow.
Those are the real heroes. You
Y'all
know, the
are
ones
so-
out there.
Literally unsung heroes.
Yeah, gunshot
No
wounds
way
with
whatsoever.
no
It's
monetary.
just hard for
benefit.
y'all to show Megan the Stallion any love.
I'm gonna let y'all.
Hey, are you taking
do
off?
the thing. I love you guys.
Perfect
Yeah, we're
timing.
getting too real. We're getting real. We're getting too real for Brian.
He had
Uh,
perfect
I love
timing
it.
because you know what? It is time for us to get up close and personal with
Here we go.
Benavente. He's an
All
improv
right.
regular. You can catch him sometimes at Second City, Chicago. Welcome,
Oh
Daniel.
no, I when I was living in Chicago, I went to the school Second City. Yeah,
Oh,
right.
yeah.
he's
So,
Right,
like
at
improv
Second
thing.
City, Chicago. I'm sorry. That was a-
Yeah, most of our listeners / viewers will know what Second City is. That's a great pedigree to come from.
Yeah.
You know, that's just like Upright Citizens Brigade, or I mean, I
Yeah.
put that on the level of anybody else. There's more SNL cast members that came out of Second City than any other place in the country. So that's
wow.
a very, very good pedigree to come from.
I feel
Yeah,
like an
it's-
idiot for not knowing.
Oh,
Well,
it's all right, you know?
Second City gave us Will Ferrell. It gave us Daryl Hammond. It gave us who
Farley.
else?
Farley,
Yeah,
Dan Aykroyd, Chris David
And
Spade.
Daniel Benavente.
yeah, and
Yeah.
Daniel Benavente.
Honestly, like I struggled with improv just because I didn't it became so popular so fast. Like it's a school, so it was just a lot of people there, and it's like all sorts of age ranges, to people with different backgrounds, and it was just like it was kind of a lot because it's just people that don't get your humor and have different types of humor all trying to like make one like scene happen, and it was just frustrating as shit for me, man. It was just like just relying on other people. It was frustrating.
All right. So let's just learn how you got your start. When did you get started doing comedy?
I started doing comedy in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So like that was like the first time I did stand up was in Milwaukee. It was this place called Steve's on Blue Mound. It was like an open mic, and there was fucking I think like 3 comics signed up, and there was another 3 people in the audience, and one of them being my brother. and my older brother, and it was just like it was brutal, man. It was awful. It was like the most like
Well, why did
cringiest
you keep at
experience.
it?
I didn't. I like quit right after it. Like I quit so fast after it. I didn't do stand-up for
Okay.
a while.
So when
And
did you
then
pick back up?
Well-
doing Second City. I went to Second City, and then I got like a little more confident, and then I started going every Sunday to. I would drive from Milwaukee to Chicago every Sunday with my girlfriend at the time, and I would just start making connections with people, and then I'm like, man, I kind of want to move down here, so I moved to Chicago. And I started just like hanging around like open mics. I wouldn't go up. I just like kind of watch. And then like I just met a couple friends who are still doing stand up to this day, and they're fucking hilarious people. And I just kept just going there. Like, why don't you get up? I'm like, all right, I'll go up. And then I started going up more and more and more. And then like I got my first laugh, and then I'm like, fuck it, I'm addicted. And I started doing it like seriously, like 2000 shit, like 2018, 2019 maybe.
Yeah.
You strike me because one of my personal favorite comics, Kyle Kinane, is a Chicago comic.
Yeah,
you strike me as a Kyle Kinane kind a type of comic. Did you draw inspiration from his success?
Yeah. Like I love Kyle's fucking hilarious. That style. I mean, what's up?
Nothing.
Hang on. No, if any of our Kyle Kinane is a great comic. He's kind of underground, but all of his stuff is
Terry, have you seen Danny perform?
Yes.
I thought y'all had met. Oh, okay.
Well, we hadn't met, but that doesn't mean I haven't seen him perform. So
right. I like Terry. Like I totally remember him, and I'm sure we've crossed paths 100 times. But I love that style, like that just that style that Kyle brings. Like it's so fucking witty and like loud, and I just fucking that's how I am. Like that's why I like I
agree.
I love just making people uncomfortable in a sort of way.
Well, it's not even making them uncomfortable. It's kind of like just so when I watch Kyle Kinane, I watch a man falling apart on stage. In front of everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just being raw and naked and being like, I don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just having a nervous breakdown. I love that shit.
Yeah. I fucking love it as well. That's how I feel all the time. I feel as soon as I go on stage, I'm like, here we go. It's
just like you say, people call it witty, but it's like no, it's like this person is falling apart in front of your eyes. You know,
there's
like
some humor to that.
Well, it's like how they always say Seinfeld and Brian Regan, they're clean comics. They always say that. Oh, they're clean comics. And they're like, no, they are angry men. They are angry individuals. If you look even a half a percentage point beyond what they're saying, it's like that's an angry dude getting this shit off his chest. That's what Seinfeld and Regan.
It's very polished.
I want to know, Daniel, what is your favorite venue in South Florida to perform at?
Oh,
and you can't say the Improvs.
Right.
That's too easy. Everybody would say the Improvs if we allowed.
Yeah, because everyone's nice and quiet at the Improv. It's like you get food at the Improv, you get a green, you know.
Exactly.
That's what I love about it.
And no, there's no games on. Yeah, there's no games on the television. There's security to throw out the hecklers. You know, like it's too easy. Too easy.
Yeah.
Outside of the Improv, what's your favorite venue?
Outside of the Improv, I love Tipsy Flamingo in downtown. It's a great workout room. It's very intimate. The people are right in front of you. You can hear everything. The bartenders are awesome. Tipsy Flamingo is awesome. I also, what's the other one? Oh, dude, SLS in Brickell. SLS Brickell.
I'm dying to try that room. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's so nice and quiet, intimate. Huge room too.
It looks very classy. Like
I'm a little blown away. I'm a little blown away that a Miami comic didn't say Red Bar. I'm a little blown away.
I do like Red Bar. I do.
It's one of the
like
longest running Miami rooms.
And
Yeah,
I
that is
definitely
still
always, that's
that
what
is
I've
still
always
going
turned into
now.
you.
I was
Yeah.
actually thinking of headed there. I was doing a documentary at Red Bar 2 weeks ago with Brittany. But that room's great too. Like that room is amazing as well. But like I don't know, I like SLS just because it's a little classier. It's a cool setting. Red Bar, of course, it's like a staple. You know, I
Yeah.
do say I hate going to Taurus in the Grove, but I love it at the same time. But goddamn,
Okay.
that is the bane of my existence.
Well, you know, the funny thing is Torres was one of the first Miami shows I ever did, and
Yeah.
this is 11 years ago, and it's been going for so long that
Yeah.
I am willing to accept your criticism of it because I haven't been there in so long. It's like I don't know what it's been. I don't know what it's become. I don't know what it's become.
It's the best and worst thing. Like I'm saying,
it used to be the shit. That's what I'm saying.
Is Taurus the one that's like all the way like past downtown in that little
It's
nice
in-
neighborhood?
Yeah,
Coconut Grove.
Yeah,
right?
it's
Yeah.
way down.
I can't
It's-
get
Yeah.
booked on the show there. Okay,
That's
I want to keep
American
it moving.
Airlines.
I want to
Just go,
learn more
just go.
about Daniel. Daniel, where have you traveled and what's been your favorite place to travel? Doing comedy.
Doing comedy?
Yeah, in the
Nashville-
country other than South Florida.
Dude, Nashville's awesome. I love going to Nashville. Austin is
God.
amazing.
You're goddamn right. Nashville's awesome. Tennessee,
Nashville's
what's
amazing.
up?
Yeah.
It's so
yeah.
funny that I gotta just point this out. You said Nashville, Terry's from Tennessee, Austin. I'm from Austin.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah.
the first.
Dude,
You're the first
those
one.
places are great.
In 2 years of doing this podcast, you're the first one to shout out Tennessee, and I love you for it, brother.
Hell yeah, man. I mean, it's a great town. The people party there. Everyone wants to have a good time. People
That's
are
right.
there for the comedy.
You go to Zany's downtown. It's fucking awesome. You know?
Yeah, dude. The Zanies in Rosemont and the Zanies right across the street from Second City are fucking incredible places. So dope.
Oh, they got the Second City in Nashville?
Yes.
Do they?
No. They have Zany's, is what I was saying.
Okay, yeah, Zanies is what I'm saying.
You were saying in Chicago. Okay, never mind. Okay.
Yeah, there's a Zanies in Chicago, and then there's one in Rosemont, and then
You
there's
just-
like three of them.
It's the same thing. You
Daniel-
just trade deep dish pizza for barbecue. That's it. That's
Sure,
Daniel,
I love
what's been
deep
your
dish.
favorite moment as a comedian?
My favorite moment. I started. This is kind of funny. It was. I was on a date with my now girlfriend, but we were like, this is maybe like our third date, you know. And it was on a Thursday. We go to this bougie little place in downtown Brickell, and we sit at the bar. And I love saying the story. Like we sit at the bar and we're just drinking, having a couple drinks, and then all of a sudden the bartender pours 2 shots in front of us. And we're like, oh, we didn't get these. And then the manager comes over, like the GM. He's like, hey, man, I just thought you were hilarious last night. I think you're really funny. And these are 2 shots on us. And then my girlfriend looks at me like, what? And I'm like,
nice.
I made it. Get out of here.
Yo,
I made it.
I'm like, get out of here. I made it.
Get my agent on the phone. We're done.
Yeah. I'm
I gotta
going
say,
to New York.
That's a great proud moment because most people say like kind of other stuff, but and it's funny that you say that because I went to Red Bar after we came to Better Time. What's the bar you work at? Better Days.
Yeah.
Better Days. Yeah.
After we went to Better Days, we ended up at Red Bar, or maybe before, I can't remember, but the bartender, she recognized me and she bought me a shot. And I was like,
hell yeah.
She remembered. Yeah, I felt like that.
The bartender at Red Bar?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Jen, she's amazing.
Well, anytime anybody recognizes you for anything to do with comedy, it's a huge fucking moment. You know,
right?
Like it's always great. Yeah.
I always think about I'm like, was I funny that night? But I'm like, no, if I wasn't, then they wouldn't say anything. But the fact that they came up to you and like said, hey, I saw you the other night is already a good feeling. They wouldn't approach you if they're like, man, that guy bombed, and I'm not going to say hi to him, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the
right,
last time
so-
that happened to me was Elizabeth's downtown in West Palm Beach. Somebody, I was just sitting having, like you said, just sitting having dinner with my girl. You know, a 2-seater table. Somebody stopped up and just said, "Hey, I loved you at the Improv last night," and I was like, "Holy shit, that sustains!"
it's like
you don't understand that it
fucking-
sustains me for like 2 years. It
Yeah,
sustains
it's
me
like-
for like
yeah.
2
I
years.
should be doing this. All right, but sometimes things make us feel like we shouldn't be doing this. What has been your biggest challenge, Daniel?
Oh shit, every day, man. Every day I feel like I shouldn't be doing it. Every day is just a struggle of just being like, am I supposed to be doing this? Am I like even last week I was hosting at the SLS, and like before I even said, like I just got introduced, like, ladies and gentlemen, your host for the evening, Danny Benavente. And before I even go up, someone's like, man bun. And I'm like, all right, I'm already in the hole, you know, I'm already in the hole, and I gotta fucking work back. I'm like, do I just ignore this asshole, or do I just go into him like, yeah, man, I have long hair and I put it in a bun. Sorry, you know, what the fuck do you want me to say to that? You know, it's just always.
So your man bun has been your biggest challenge in comedy. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
I
I'm
can't
not gonna say that I like the man bun because I don't.
Right.
But
Right.
Nobody asked you.
You know,
like-
I'm
It's okay.
I'm giving my
I've heard
opinion.
it.
That's
I've heard
what
it
I'm
all.
here for. You know,
Right.
I'm not gonna say that I like the man bun because I don't.
No,
But
Okay.
I wouldn't hate it so much to actively call it
Yell
out
it.
on somebody else. You know what I mean?
This guy
Like-
really hated it though.
Okay.
He
They
really hated it.
Daniel,
really
what has
hate
been
it.
your biggest challenge seriously doing comedy?
Okay, biggest challenge is for me honestly is writing.
Other than being a white male, you know.
Being a I look white, but I'm Hispanic. Both of my parents are from
You
Nicaragua.
can be Hispanic and white. I'm just saying.
It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
true.
You're white. Everybody that's watching you
Right.
right now is like, that's a white guy.
Harry, you interrupted
Of course.
him. What were you saying? What's your biggest challenge? He had to get
my
his little joke there.
biggest challenge is just writing every day. Being white is a challenge for me also.
Sure.
What was that second
But-
part? Writing and
Being
what?
white and being white.
Being white is a challenge.
Poor
for us,
guy.
obviously. Yeah. We're all very sorry.
Right. I just I am at the
Don't be
bottom of
more
the totem
about your
pole.
challenges.
Everyone always locks their doors when they see me. They get uncomfortable when I'm in the elevator.
You're
it's
not
just a
allowed to
struggle
say
being
the
white.
N-word. You
That's the
know.
biggest problem.
That's,
That is
that's the biggest
man.
problem is
Nigga,
Jeez, I
oh
wish-
my
I
God.
wish I could.
they can't say they can say the N-word, but we can't. We're automatically.
Yeah, man.
All right, just
There it is.
give us a summary of who you are, where you're from, what you do for your day job. Who's Daniel? We want to know.
Just I mean, I don't know if I want to go so deep
It's-
into it, you know. Like
It's so
I was
hard to-
literally, you know, I was like, I'm just a small town kid, just trying to make it, you know. I don't want to fucking say that.
It's so hard to hear that with the Simpsons background. You know what I mean? In combination.
Right. No, I'm just a fucking guy just trying to do stand up, just trying to make people laugh, trying to make enough money where I don't have to work every single day, work an hour a day, you know, and just that's it. Like I just want to pay my
Here's to
bills
that.
and not have,
Wow.
like I don't give a shit. Like I hope I offend some people along the process. Tell some people to shut the fuck up, and like that's it, you know.
You
Do you have
may
any other
have
projects?
chosen the wrong profession. I'm just saying. Like,
Harry,
you're gonna
Harry,
work your
like
ass off
some people
forever.
scream. He's a little negative. Don't listen to it.
I'm not
Okay.
negative. I'm just saying, like, it is a hard road. The road that we
Yeah.
choose is
You-
a hard
you have-
road.
It's
Do you
very
have
true.
any other projects like podcasts or do you do shorts? What do you got?
I want to get more into that, dude. I wanted to just get more into acting. Like I know I can. I'm just like Terry's saying, like it's a hard, like my work ethic sucks. You know, I hate working. You know, but like I love going to do stand up. Even when I don't want to do stand up, I'll still do it. But I just got to work a little harder. You know.
If you want to do what you love, it's stand up.
Yeah.
But so you don't have any like podcasts, any like things that you want to direct people to?
Yeah, I mean, just to my shows. I mean, I should have a podcast, but I don't want to like just have just two comics going back and forth. I kind of want to make it like, since I've been bartending
That's
for
what
so
I was
long.
gonna say. Like, you don't do any shows or anything? You're not putting on any
Like shows like on like a TV show, or like a show
no,
like
just producing your own comedy shows is what you meant.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Like, I haven't produced them like with, like, when I first moved down here. It was like that's all I did. But it's just booking comics, hosting is just like, it's goddamn. It's such a pain in the ass. I just love showing up, doing my time, and leaving.
Well,
no,
you don't have to host just to produce. You can produce and just get your own host.
All right.
Right.
But by being a bartender, but by being a bartender and having that don't you feel like the urge to say, Better Days, hey, it's time for a comedy show?
Yeah, I mean, I've ran shows at Better Days for almost 2 years, and we used to do it outside, and it was just fun as shit. It was a great time, but like it was super fun. But like, again, it just takes a lot of time. It's expensive. It's expensive to live in Miami, so like, you don't get paid that much to do stand up. Everyone knows that. Like, it just, you get $50 here, $100 there. Just balancing, trying to pay rent and doing stand up as much as I can is that's like, I would say, the biggest struggle. And instead of just like, but like, dude, everyone always says this, like, I should put more content out. I should do more podcasts. I should like, just do stuff with bartending, showing comics how to do like cocktails and shit like that. Just easy shit like that. Just putting more content. I know.
Well, show them this podcast.
I didn't mean to like pressure you to make you feel like you need to be doing something. This is just your opportunity to promote anything that you might have.
Okay, so I'm the opposite.
Real quick,
I'm the opposite. I am
you,
here to pressure you for the things that you're not doing.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a mute Terry. I'm just muted. Okay, no, but so your Instagram, it is Danny Cream City. Who's to blame? Like, why do you have to tell us about that?
Okay, so Cream City is Milwaukee. That's when they were first building the city. It was they didn't have red bricks. So all they had was just a bunch of cream colored bricks. So the whole city was just built on yellow bricks. So when you looked at it, it looked like cream, and like it's the brew city. That's why they're called the Brewers. That's why there's so like Pabst, Leinenkugel, Miller Park, just a bunch of Anheuser-Busch, just all beer related. So and like even the Bucks, like the Milwaukee Bucks, have Cream City on their jerseys, which unfortunately just got taken down.
Laverne and Shirley, baby.
Laverne and Shirley, dude, right there. Yeah.
Right.
So that's where Cream City comes from. Everyone thinks it's like a sexual thing. And
it sounds sexual. Like it does sound sexual.
What are you offering with Cream City? Like, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to promote? Like your Instagram, we just said it's Danny Cream City.
Yep, Danny Cream City. Follow
TikTok,
me.
You got a TikTok?
I have a TikTok, but I suck at it. I suck at social. My girlfriend's way better at social media than me. But like it's always, she's always telling me to like put more content out, and by God damn it, I'm gonna start doing that 2023.
No,
I'm just gonna put on more content.
Just put her in charge of it, right? That's
I know.
what
I should. I'm just gonna give her all the
Give her the passwords. If you're not planning on cheating on her, you don't need it.
You need to get your shit together.
No, I'm not. I'm not
way
saying
out of
that.
my league. She's way out of my league. So like, I have to give everything to her. You're right.
I'm giving him advice. I'm saying just as long as you're not willing, as long as you're not planning on cheating on her, just give her the passwords. Let her do it. It's gonna help you tremendously.
But if I am planning on cheating on her, I don't give her my password.
Well, just keep one to yourself. Like keep your Snapchat to yourself, or your,
Terry, Terry, is that what you do, Terry?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I do.
Okay, no. Yeah, so, do you have any upcoming shows, Daniel?
Yes. January 18th, I'm going to be at the Improv. I'm doing it with Anna Lepoli, who we all know and love. We're doing comedians in drag. So I'm
Awesome.
going to be dressed as a woman, as a very ugly woman.
I've done that show. Yeah, have fun with
fun.
that.
Yeah,
it is
it's
fun.
It's gonna be my second time doing it.
It
Oh,
is.
actually, no, third.
That's
It's my third time. Jeez, I remember we did it at the Craftsman when it was still open, and then one time at the Improv, and now again.
You got
so
that
it's
long
gonna be
hair,
super
so
fun. I gotta
It's a
get my hair
very-
done.
It's a very fun show. As long as you can just tamp down your masculinity and just say, you know what, it's having a good time. It doesn't matter. You know,
I know. I've been trying to tamp down my masculinity this whole time. I got my
Well, cut your
fingernails painted.
beard.
My girl finger painted my nails.
You
So
gonna wear a beard though? You gonna have a beard?
I don't know. Should I shave it?
No, I don't like that.
No, I'll keep it. All right, I'm gonna keep it then. I'll put my hair up. I'll get my eyelashes, and I'll just I'll look pretty for y'all.
Daniel, January 18th
18th. Yeah.
at the Miami Improv with Dr. Anna Lepoli, drag.
The doctor.
All right, Terry,
That's right.
you got work for white people?
I do have words for white people. In fact, I have words for all people because this is January 2nd, and it's a new year and a new you.
I love how she's like, do you have any words for anyone?
No, she just bounced out. She does that every single week. She's like, I don't give a shit about what you have to say. That's basically
damn.
her.
That's cold-blooded, Gio.
It is. It's cold-blooded, and it's fine because she's gone. So now we can talk shit.
Now we can talk everything that we wanted to. So you've been running this shit for 2 years. That's amazing. I'm super proud and super happy to be on it, though. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right. So the words for all people this week is New Year, New You. That's what people like to say, right? I see it posted all the time. Every year, it's like New Year, New You. Well,
yeah.
I'm just saying, especially to the fellow honkies out there, that
listen up,
but to everybody in general, you don't need a new year to be a new you. You can be a new you anytime you want to be. Anytime you want to be, you can change your life. You can change your life however you want it to be. I'm going through a lot of changes this year, and that's not great for somebody like me. I have Asperger's. I don't like change. I like things the way they are. But by going through those new journeys, you become a different person. You become a better person. And so, yes, maybe you were somebody that was at January 6th, but not convicted, and now you're just left with this disillusionment of the people that you were following. Well, fuck that. New year, new you. And I'm just telling everybody, especially people in those situations that might be ashamed of what they did prior, or ashamed of what they might believed in, or ashamed of what they might have supported. We all forgive you. We all forgive you, and it's a clean slate. It's 2023, new year. Be a new you. Choose to be a new you. And we will all collectively say, congratulations. And nobody will hold it against you. Let it go. Whatever that ugliness is that's behind you, whether it might have been being derogatory or being racist or being or shitting on your neighbor because they were a Democrat or a Republican or whatever the political point of views, let it go. If we all do this together, I promise you we will have a better collective daily life experience if we can just all new year, new you. Just
this
be
has been
better.
Terry's TED Talk. I love it. I love the
No,
TED Talk. I love it. I love it.
This is Terry's words
You're
for
a
white
goddamn
people.
youth
It
pastor,
happens every
dude.
week.
You could
Every
be a youth
week.
pastor, my dude. You should get into
it's
like
You know
called-
what's
no,
funny
it's-
is,
But we
my
got to
father.
make it clear, Daniel, it is Terry's words for white people.
Well, yes, but it was
it's a
words.
segment.
It was words for all people this week.
I
But Danny was right because yes, my father has been an evangelical pastor my whole life.
Dude, I fucking knew it, dude. That sounded so preachy. I'm like, I know this guy.
I'm
This guy knows.
speaking from the pulpit here.
All right, guys, it's been a good one. I gotta
Wait,
run.
We
are
gotta
signed up.
we gotta
We gotta
promote
go. Oh yes, what are we promoting?
January 14th.
Punta
January,
Gorda.
yeah,
Right.
Punta Gorda. January. I was waiting for you. January 14th, Punta Gorda, with Sita, and we're gonna be with Mark Christopher.
We got the
and
Wizards of Oz back.
Oh yeah.
The whole Wizard of Oz tour is
Love it.
back, and it starts in Punta Gorda, and then it ends in Orlando.
Fuck yeah.
Before then, I'm gonna be at the Boca Black Box hosting this weekend on Friday.
Oh, love the
and
Black Box.
Saturday. And then next Friday, I've got I'm doing Abby Ballin's pop off. I'm on that show because I won last month, so I got to be on the show. So,
Well, the Black Box loves Geo and her Black Box. That's what I'm saying.
Saw that coming.
Every time. All right, guys, it's been really fun. And also I'm gonna be premiering on Brian Drolet's new podcast on iHeartRadio.
Let's talk.
What's
movies.
up?
I'm gonna be on Let's
Fuck
Talk
yeah.
Movies this week. So
And I told Brian he needs to get me on there because there is not a bigger movie buff in South Florida.
okay, quit hating, Terry.
I'm not hating. I'm just informing. I'm informing the masses.
Daniel,
All right.
thank you so much. You were awesome.
Thank you.
We can't see you soon enough. Until next time.
All right, love you guys.
Hey, by the way, Daniel, the best background we